Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. That's right, I'm going to talk about some hidden gem commanders. Let's jump into them. First up, coming in at rank 739 according to EDH Rec, the Swarm Lord. Now this one is one where it can beat you in a lot of different exciting and fascinating ways. A 5/5 Tyrannid for 6 mana in Teamer. It enters the battlefield with 2 counters on it for each time you've cast your commander for the command zone this game. On top of that, whenever a creature you control they counter on it dies, draw a card. Now, basically the longer the game goes and the more times that this gets taken out, well, the better it gets actually. The more powerful it gets. It starts off as a 5-shot KO technically, but after that very, very first, recast, it's now a 7/7, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-shot KO. Then you keep going up further and further and further, and it can become a 2-shot KO not too far in the future. And of course, with a simple double strike effect, you are in red, you can one-shot someone. So again, even if opponents keep taking this out, it keeps growing, it keeps evolving, and it keeps getting absolutely mean. But of course, the actual, more impactful side of this is that, hey, it is an insane draw engine. Any creature you control the counter on it dying draws you a card. That is massive. That is crazy. There are free sacrifice outlets in these colors, and you can take advantage of them and have an insane blowout turn where you're drawing a crazy amount of cards, doing some awesome things, maybe even psychosis crawling people, out of the game, essentially. You could do that too. But of course, when it comes to these colors, there's plenty of great ways to get counters on your creatures. First of all, Renata Call to the Hunt, a great example of one that is super simple, super effective, super budget friendly at 11 cents. A star 3 demigod for 4 mana in green. Powers equal to devotion to green. Cool. Each of the creature control enters with a additional counter on it. Now, basically just like, hey, every single one of your creatures now meets that requirement for your commander to now generate you value. That is huge. That is amazing. That is fantastic. You could also go in different directions too with this commander, though. You could go in like a persist direction if you really want to go with that, and then combination with this too, maybe go infinite too. Or of course you can lean heavily. If you want to go full counters, you definitely can. It can be a very powerful strategy. Forgotten Ancient. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a counter on this creature. You can upkeep, distribute those counters if you would like to. Any other creatures that can get those counters, you just spread them around, and all of a sudden, again, your entire team now can be a draw source for you. And speaking of draw sources, of course, you can lean even heavier into that. Bread for the Hunt, a great one. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat to your player, you may draw a card. Yeah, again, if you're going super heavy into counters, this can be a commander where, you can go really, really heavy into it, and they'll still generate an insane amount of value in other ways. Again, with this commander, being able to just go, hey, you know what? I'm just going to draw the most cards in the world, because every single one of my creatures now is card draw for me. Again, you can have free sacrifice outlets. Again, you can utilize this as a Voltron-style commander. Again, you can one-shot someone very easily with this commander with a doubling up of power or a double strike effect. It is a commander that definitely is slept on and should not be. $7.39 right now. Go pick it up. Next up, at rank 735, 4 spots ahead of the Swarm Lord, we've got Vrondis, Rage of Ancients, a 5/4 Dragon Barbarian for 5 mana in Gruul. It's got Enrage. Whenever it's dealt damage, you may create a 5/4 red and green dragon spirit creature token with, when this creature deals damage, sacrifice it. On top of that, though, whenever you roll 1 or more dice, you may have Vrondis deal 1 damage to itself. Oh, okay. So, yeah, being able to just go, hey, Commander, let's just get some damage. And when we do, we make dragons. But when those dragons deal damage, they go away. That's okay, because there's actually some insane things that we can do this when they're super simple for us to set up. Now, of course, you can go heavy into dice rolling, and that is a cool thing, absolutely. In my opinion, it's not the most powerful version of this commander, of this deck, basically. And I think some players, maybe don't want a dice deck, essentially, and then they go away from it, and that's maybe it's why it's not as popular as it should be, when the potential of this is so much higher. Because, again, with a creature with Enrage, yeah, you're kind of limited a little bit, right? You're like, oh, you've only got 4 toughness. All right, well, I can either pump your toughness, or maybe I can just make you indestructible. Defend the Rider, a great card. Choose 1. Target perfect control gains hexproof indestructible out of turn, or make a 1/1 pilot. Now, cool, you can definitely go into vehicles if you really want to, but more importantly, hexproof indestructible is insane for just 1 mana. And giving your commander indestructible means that Enraged Trigger can go off as many times as you need to in a single turn. Which, of course, there's infinite potential with this one with something like Warstorm Surge. Whenever a creature enters battlefield under control, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. Meaning that, hey, I am pinging Vrondis as many times as I want, making as many dragons as I want. Now, those dragons will be sacrificed, but of course, there are other things that can be in play. Impact Tremor style cards. You can definitely win from there when set up properly. You can do some absolutely crazy, insane things. There's also certain creatures that kind of fill that same, like, Warstorm Surge type effect. There's that one dragon that does it that can just win you the game. Or you can go Selesnya Ewaldist approach as well. Exile target creature card from a graveyard, then populate for 3 mana in green. Yeah, populate can be insane with this commander because, well, again, you've got those 5/4s. Yeah, they got to be sacrificed when you actually dish out that damage, but here's the thing. Yeah, you can just make a massive army very quickly, very efficiently, very effectively with populate effects just by having one of them, and all of a sudden, yeah, you've got this giant army. Okay, swing through, take a player out. Oh no, I sacrificed them. Let's build it up, and let's do it again. Again, Vrondis, Rage of Ancients, does not have to be a combo commander, but it is one that can definitely combo off in the blink of an eye when it needs to. It is one that can set itself up very easily, and it is one that opponents might just think, oh, that's a dice rolling deck. Okay, cute, good for you. And all of a sudden you're like, oh no, by the way, this is a giant amount of Dragon Tokens deck. I am taking over the game. Moving on to rank 731, we've got Jensen Carthalion Druid Exile, a 2/2 human druid for 2 mana in Selesnya. But wait, no, it is not a Selesnya commander, because whenever you cast a multicolor spell, scry 1. If it's all colors, you make a 4/4 angel creature token with flying and vigilance, and by paying 5 and tapping, you add Wooburg. This is the style of commander that I absolutely love. Well, it's 5 color, it's Wooburg. It's the best color combination, and it is one that, again, is very slept on. It is one where you can get a lot of value throughout the game on it. Again, scrying 1 is not card advantage, but it is fantastic card selection. And again, that happens on any multicolored spell. That being said, of course, on top of that, if you're going with a Wooburg style deck with a lot of 5-color things, all of a sudden you're making a bunch of angels. Evasive and, well, vigilant angels that you can keep swinging with, keeping back in combat. And of course, you're in Wooburg. You've got access to all the things. If you want anthems to pump them, you absolutely can. If you've got a way to, spread around those, keywords, essentially. Give all your creatures, flying and vigilance. You can do that as well. You can do so many exciting things with this one. Of course, populate something as well that you can do. But yeah, you've got access to all the best things and all the great things that you can do with it, like Fabro Elder. Again, if you're playing a bunch of things with a bunch of different colors, this is a great way to take advantage of that. A 0/0 Treefolk Druid, which also has vigilance. There you go. Swing with this one too for 3 mana in Selesnya. Plus 1 for each color among permanents you control, which again is going to be 5. So then you can tap. You can tap for 5 colors. And all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, just a massive, amount of mana with this, with a creature that is vigilant and can swing for me too. Great, good for me. Or how about Maelstrom Nexus? The first spell you play each turn as Cascade. Being able to get extra value out of all your spells on top of the scry, what's not to love about that? Just revealing off the top of your library, hitting things that are slightly smaller, playing them for free, and then getting extra value from there. Or Infinite Guideline Station. Ender's Crate, tap 2/2 colors robot artifact creature token for each multicolored permanent you control. Again, the name of the game in this deck is get a lot of multicolored permanents in play. On top of that, of course, you can station this one. Once you get to 12+, it's got flying, and whenever it attacks, draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. Yeah, this can be a game changer for you. Again, giving you a massive army and allowing you to, again, just draw an insane amount of cards. And keep in mind, again, with those angels, being able to go, by the way, it just takes 3 of us to basically, station this very easily right away. On top of that, we can still swing on the same turn that we do that. Absolutely amazing. And of course, with that scry, you can actually even turn it into card advantage. Elgith Crossroads Augur, a 5/6 Sphinx with flying for 6 mana in blue. If you would scry number of cards, draw that many cards instead, and it's got partner. Ignore the partner thing. Basically, with this one, again, you're just saying, okay, now whenever I cast a multicolored spell, I'm drawing instead of scrying. I am digging down in my deck, getting even more value. Again, you've got access to everything with this one. That's why Wooburg's the best, okay? You can even use, Training Grounds and make that activated ability cost less so you can actually gain mana on that, too. So do keep that in mind. There are some absolutely crazy, amazing, awesome things that you can do with this one. But yeah, just basically toss a bunch of great 5-color cards in the deck and just see where it goes, and you can build from there. It's absolutely a blast. Pick it up now. And finally, at rank 730, Glissa the Traitor. A 3/3 zombie elf for 3 mana in Golgari, first strike and death touch, so much fun. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put in a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. So much value to be had from there. Again, first strike death touch means I win at combat all the time. There's basically no stopping this in combat unless your opponent's creature is, well, indestructible, or unless they're willing to basically block with 4 creatures essentially to try to take this out. Yeah, this is a commander that is, well, deadly in combat. Again, you can use lure style effects to like wipe out opponents' boards. You can like pump this as well to make sure you take out basically their entire army again and again and again, which is so much fun. That being said, yeah, when you are taking their creatures, which you can do that way, or you can just utilize, like, I don't know, like Merciless Executioner type effects that, just force sacrifice, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, Edict, everyone else sacrifices a creature, and by the way, now I get 3 artifacts out of my graveyard back to my hand. The amount of value you can have is insane. Again, a color combination that is not known for artifacts, essentially, you can turn that on its head, where it's like, no, the artifact value engine isn't over there in blue. No. It is right here in Golgari, and I'm going to get so much value out of this. Again, like a Mishra's Bauble is insane with this commander. An artifact for 0 tap, sacrifice it. Look at the top card target player's library. Cool. Draw a card beginning next turn's upkeep. It's a delayed card draw, sure, but it is a free one that you can get back again and again and again. Just by an opponent's creatures dying, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to draw a card at some point. Cool, good for me. Of course, whatever other, triggers you might have from artifacts hitting the graveyard too, and you sacrifice them to get them back again, like Disciple of the Vault, can be amazing. Whenever an artifact is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose 1 life. Drain your opponents a ton. Keep in mind, this says an artifact, not artifact you control. So all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, if your opponent's artifacts hit the graveyard, like if they've got artifact creatures, great, because you're going to have them sacrifice those a ton. Or if they sacrifice a bunch of treasures, yeah, drain them too. Yes, tokens technically hit the graveyard. They do technically hit the graveyard. So you're going to drain opponents a ton with this. And also, again, value. Haywire Might. Things that can just decimate your opponents. Again, you're not only decimating them with like edict effects for their creatures, but also you're like, oh, by the way, play Haywire Might. Cool. It's a 1/1 insect for 1 mana. I pay a green, sacrifice it, and I exile a non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. Cool, go away. Thank you. Bye. By the way, I also gain 2 life. Again and again and again. So this is a 2 mana repeat removal, so that permanently gets rid of something that can be high value that you can keep getting back again and again. Because Glissa is such a great value engine for you and can win in so many different ways. Again, artifacts in Golgari, who knew? It is so much fun, though. Make sure you pick it up. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on this one. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.